Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Alright, today we're looking at a paper trending on X, published on July 24th, 2025. So, about a week ago. This paper shows that for complex tasks like finding clusters in data, giving a large vision language model a correct scatterplot can make it more than twice as accurate. The paper is titled, "Does Visualization Help AI Understand Data?" And as we'll see, the results really challenge our assumptions about how AIs process information. The authors systematically tested this across several tasks, finding that the more subtle a pattern was, the more a simple chart helped the AI see it. And this work is definitely making the rounds on X. People are sharing the paper, really zeroing in on that core idea, that charts and graphs might be just as useful for AI systems as they are for us. So let's look at how they set up these experiments. The main figure lays it all out. They tested two big models, GPT 4.1 and Claude 3.5 on three tasks: finding clusters, spotting a parabolic trend, and detecting an outlier. For each task, the models were given information in one of 5 ways, from just the raw data, to the data with a correct chart, or even just the correct chart by itself. The example shown here is for a dataset with 4 clusters, and it's really clear. Only when the model saw the correct scatterplot did they get the right answer. Building on that, this figure shows exactly what those different tasks looked like across their subtlety spectrum. You can see 3 rows for the 3 tasks: clusters, parabola, and outlier. Moving from left to right, the patterns get harder to detect. For clusters, the number of groups increases. For the parabola, fewer points appear past the curve's peak. And for outliers, the odd point gets closer to the main trend, measured by its z-score, which is a statistical value for how far a data point is from the average. The column on the far right shows the misleading visuals, like a straight line for the parabola data, a key control in the experiment. So with all those tasks set up, how did the researchers actually measure success? Well, this table details the specific criteria. For the parabola task, it was pretty straightforward. They used a simple string matcher, which is just a keyword search for terms like parabolic or quadratic. But for the more nuanced tasks, like clustering and outlier detection, they used another large language model, Gemini, as an automated judge. For clustering, the Gemini judge checked if the response correctly stated the number of clusters. And for the outlier task, it verified that the correct anomalous point was flagged. Okay, so let's look at the results for that first task, the cluster detection. These bar charts show the success counts for GPT 4.1 on top and Claude 3.5 on the bottom. You can see that as the number of clusters increases, the performance for just raw data, those red bars, completely falls off a cliff. But when the models are given the correct scatterplot, shown in the teal and blue bars, their accuracy stays incredibly high. This really highlights how brittle the models can be with just numbers, and how much a simple visual helps. Moving on, it's not just about getting the right answer, but also how the models get there. These box plots show the output token count, which is basically the length of the model's response for the outlier detection task. For GPT 4.1 on the left, you see a huge token count for the data-only condition. The authors note it often just spits out the entire dataset before analyzing it. But for both models, look at that dark blue bar on the far right. When they see only the correct chart, their answers become incredibly concise. So, pulling it all together, the main takeaway is clear. Visualizations really do help AI systems understand data, just like they help us. This was especially true for more complex patterns, where a simple chart dramatically boosted accuracy. It's a fascinating finding that opens up a new field, designing charts specifically for an AI audience.